It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by Les Championnats U-Sport, une présentation de Fox 40, title partner of the U-Sports Coach of the Year Awards, fier partenaire des prix des entraîneurs de l'année U-Sport, Veriburn Medical Supply, exclusive sports medicine and medical supply partner of U-Sports, le partenaire exclusif de U-Sport en matière de médecine sportive et des fournitures médicales, Nike Team, exclusive performance apparel provider, Just Do It, fier partenaire de U-Sport, faites-le. Baron, exclusive championship rings and recognition jewelry provider to U-Sports, le fournisseur officiel des bagues et bijoux commémoratifs des championnats U-Sport. Sport Canada, funding partners of U-Sports. Sport Canada, partenaire financier de U-Sport.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by Les Championnats U-Sport, une présentation de Fox 40, title partner of the U-Sports Coach of the Year Awards, fier partenaire des prix des entraîneurs de l'année U-Sport, Veriburn Medical Supply, exclusive sports medicine and medical supply partner of U-Sports, le partenaire exclusif de U-Sport en matière de médecine sportive et des fournitures médicales, Nike Team, exclusive performance apparel provider, Just Do It, fier partenaire de U-Sport, faites-le. Baron, exclusive championship rings and recognition jewelry provider to U-Sports, le fournisseur officiel des bagues et bijoux commémoratifs des championnats U-Sport. Sport Canada, funding partners of U-Sports. Sport Canada, partenaire financier de U-Sport.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
This U Sports Championship on CBC is presented by Sport Canada, funding partners of U Sports. Ce reportage est une présentation de Sport Canada, partenaire financier de U Sport.
All right, welcome back to sunny Victoria, BC. The sun is out, the wind is up, and we've got one of the best referees in Canada, if not the world, Shanda Asmus, leading the field here as our official to kick off the second quarterfinal game at the U Sport National Women's 15s Championships at Wallace Field at the University of Victoria. I'm joined by Lauren Bonds. I'm Robin MacDougall. And we have the University of British Columbia, the top seed in the Canada West, taking on the University of Guelph. And Lauren, being born and raised in Ontario, she's played with and against likely a lot of these Guelph girls. What do you think of this Guelph Gryphons team that's going to take on these West Coasters?
They're going to be a fun, dynamic team to watch, Robin. I think they're going to give UBC a good run here today. You know, they've conceded only 8 points throughout their whole season with the exception of their finals last week against Queens. So it'll be good to see what kind of defense they put up today. And we're off to a kicking start here.
This looks like the Canada-USA game, quarterfinal last week. But the Thunderbirds have the Gryphons cornered here deep in their end in the first minute of the game.
Strong carry there from Kennedy Feasby.
Looking from left to right, UBC are in their dark navy and gold jerseys, and your Guelph Gryphons are in your black with highlights of red and gold. The best part, Lauren, as we said earlier today in the first matchup, is just so exciting to see these teams compete from across the country. And obviously, this is their first time playing this season. So, you know, just feeling each other out here for the first 10 minutes. And that's the exciting part because everybody in their conference, respectively, they get to know each other very well. And it's very tactical. And now they get a tee up. Nice clean ball by UBC. Off the line out, Elena Skramstad from Lashburn, Saskatchewan at halfback here. Captain, one of the most experienced players in Canada. To Shoshana. And Flossie Simmons, born and raised in Hong Kong with a Canadian father. First touch of the ball, fends and scores. This Canadian Sevens sensation, fresh off Sevens World Cup Commonwealth Games, is back in T-Bird colors.
That was a great score there from the number 13, just putting out the stiff arm against the Griffin player who was trying to bring her down on the sideline.
Similar to Laval, good transition ball by UBC. Quick passing. They knew where the space was, and they were selfless with the ball. We've got number 10, Savannah Boder, teeing up her first conversion of the championship. The sun shining on her. We're hoping it stays out here so us commentators and cameramen can stay warm. Nicely struck, nice and straight, and she's hit the left upright. Good contact though. The Gryphons have a chance to kick off here, Lauren, and put some pressure on UBC.
Scoring for the Thunderbirds, try by number 13, Flo Simons. Unofficially in the 3rd minute, the score now, UBC 5, Guelph 0.
Captain Kendra Kusno is going to kick off here to the Thunderbirds. She kicks deep into the 22 to the try scorer, who passes it off to Shoshana.
Shoshana Senamanu Tafa, the White Rock native. Also Canada West Player of the Year. Gets things started. The UBC forwards are going to work here. Stole by Guelph, number 1.
It's good pressure there from Guelph. Strong tackles.
Great job by number 1, Brianna Marty, the prop with the tackle and steal. She's taking a second here to get her air back. UBC with a lot of energy the first scrum here. It'll be a Guelph put in, number 9. Natalie Armitage. I got to meet Natalie yesterday. She was probably my favorite person I met. Her nickname is Noodles. And some fun facts, we asked her who her first coach was, and she said, likely my mom. And I said, well, was it likely, or was she your coach? She said, yeah, it was her mom, which is pretty wonderful. Her mother, Jennifer, and her father, Chris, are actually out here on the West Coast supporting their daughter. Her mother, Jennifer, was a 2-time OUA Coach of the Year, so she comes with good pedigree, and I'm excited to watch her play. Unfortunately, there, a knock-on off of their inside center, Lara Jorgensen. Offside by Guelph. I think the nerves early on and the tension in the first 5-6 minutes of this game, Lauren, is creeping in.
Yeah, I think Guelph just needs to get their hands on the ball and just settle things down a little bit here. And as the ball's kicked deep into their end, it'll be important for them to regather here.
Interesting tactic off the penalty. UBC wanting to play deep in the Guelph end. I think a perfect kick by Shosh. A lot of experience by number 12. I've been a big fan of Shosh for a number of years, watching her dominate with the Thunderbirds. And finally got to coach her last summer in the Premier Sevens Pro Sevens League in the U.S. under the Loonies banner, and she was box office every time she was on the field. Again, a bit of nerves here early on in the first 10 minutes of the game. The sun is shining on the southern tip of Vancouver Island on the far west coast of Canada. We just finished watching a great game between Laval from Quebec City play against Acadia Axewomen, with Laval controlling that game handily and moving on to the Cup semifinal on Friday.
Big steal there for the Gryphons to come out of their own end. Great carry there.
Emily Clark is a large, powerful player. Saw her in action yesterday at practice, and I've been excited to see her perform, and she's just as damaging with the ball as I thought she would be. A nice little bump there by the Guelph runner. Quick ball from Noodles, number 9. Another run by Emily Clark. A good call from Shanna Asmith. Show's just taking the time to control the game. Looks like she's going for touch. Class kick out of bounds. Well, I just want to highlight the coaches here. Canadian legend, Guelph Gryphon legend head coach, Colette McCauley. She's also an alumni of the program. Many alumni coaches here involved with these programs at the National Championship. She played for Guelph from 1994 to 1998. She also represented Canada on the world stage from 1998 to 2007, both in 7s and 15s. So a wealth of knowledge. She's coached at the FISU games and been involved with a number of 7s and 15s, junior teams, pathway teams, and senior teams.
One of the nicest people too. Talking with her on and off the field. They've had her as a coach at a few Ontario trials, and she's always got a smile on her face and true servant of the game for sure.
From what I heard, she didn't have a smile on her face when you were playing against her, though, as a player. She was quite the Canadian competitor. And you can see how her team competes here with the ball coming down the short side with Captain Kendra. Good support, the breakdown by Guelph. Another darting run by Noodles, setting up number 12. And is that Feesby making her first rumble of the day?
Yeah, I think it's her second there, but they've just turned the ball over here in the breakdown, and I think UBC's gonna look to exit.
Shows crossfield kick into space to Flo Simmons. Oh, gets it on the bounce, controls, fights, long stretch, ball's out. Savannah, nice offload.
UBC playing really, really well here going down that sideline. That was great vision from Shoshana and Flo.
Good support by number 5, the flanker, Kendra Roberts, and they get possession here. The beautiful game is in action next weekend with the U Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by RBC from Thompson Rivers University in Kamloops, BC, only on CBC, GEM, and cbcsports.ca. Lauren, I was in Kamloops for the Sevens, hosted by BC Rugby a few weeks back. I think there's over 70 youth teams performing at that competition, and a number of talented young women that'll be going on to play at these championships in the upcoming years. Again, I think we talked about it earlier, just on the backside of a pandemic which shut down the world and shut down our sport here in Canada. It's really exciting to see these young kids playing and obviously pushing on to the university youth sports stage here too. It's a well-worked play by the Thunderbirds. Jordan McLeod, the nice run. This is UBC's comfort zone on the doorstep with the legend Elena Scramstead. Just controlling the game, calm, cool, collected. Savannah Bowder is set up, square to the ball. She's got Flo outside her. Explosive run, offload. And scoring in the corner is number 14, Mia Bullock. That's a great try by UBC. They never look like they're under pressure. They've been there so many times, and that's why they're Canada West champions, and will be fighting for a national championship for sure this week. Lauren, what have you liked about UBC so far?
They're super dynamic on the ball, and they're seeing the space really well. I mean, just a few plays back there with that kick coming from Shoshana, which has ended up putting them down in Gryphons territory here. And it's led to a try, Robin, after a few phases of play.
Here we got Savannah Bowder lining up her second kick, second conversion. She just hit the post left on her first attempt. I've been really impressed with this player this whole season. Again, another nice strike. She's hit it long, she's hit it straight, but it's just to the right of the post. The UBC Thunderbirds head coach Dean Merton, in his sixth season leading this program, has done an exceptional job, as well as he's built a great team around him with Darcy Patterson, Carolyn McEwen, Brian Mollett, and Glenn Sharp. He's also brought in UBC former Thunderbird star and captain Jordan Sano-Rebes to help with the skills. And you know, UBC, since Dean's taken over from his wife Maria Gallo Merton, who's actually at the Rugby World Cup in New Zealand right now, another Canadian legend. He's done an exceptional job of building this program on and off the field. They run two teams. Their junior varsity team plays in the Women's Premier League, and they do a great job recruiting. Dean is also a three-time winner of the Canada West Coach of the Year, 2019, 2021, and again 2022. In 2021, he was also the Youth Sports Coach of the Year, so very successful coach. And previous to that, he was involved with BC Rugby and Saskatchewan Rugby.
Some big collisions happening out on the field right now, Robin. It's going to be a really physical game between the forwards and backs.
Shosh again. Shosh and Elena have a special connection, those two. They've been together at UBC for a few years, and they're the best of friends. Again, never stressed, never panicked as they reset. UBC back from injury as well is Rachel Smith, younger sister of Michael Smith, Canadian international. Very athletic, very talented, very smart athletes in that family, and it's great to see her back on the field to help lead her forwards at this championship.
You can see the composure there of the captain, Kendra Kusno, who has just nudged the ball out of bounds and just controlling the game, taking her time, trying to get her team back on the front foot here.
The best of women's university soccer is on display next weekend with the U Sports Women's Soccer Championship presented by Ocean Group from Laval University in Quebec City, only on CBCSports.ca and CBC Gem.
Guelph just conceding a penalty there at the line out for faking the initial throw.
Bit of a miscue again, the jitters, but let's see what Guelph can do defensively. You know what? When you say finding the space, Lauren, you're absolutely right. This UBC attack is very dynamic. They've done their video. They know where the space is, and they're using the foot, and they're putting people through holes. But what I like most about them when they are taking those holes is that support, not just from the forwards, but also the backs.
Yeah, sure.
We've got Canadian legend Tommy Woods, Victoria native here, supporting his daughter Delaney Woods. It's on the bench. Hopefully we'll see her sometime later this game. It's been fun watching her come through in her father's footsteps and now becoming a prominent U Sport athlete for the Thunderbirds. So she's back in her hometown in Victoria here, playing on the field. She's played it many times, but playing against a hometown team hopefully later this weekend. Quick tap from Rachel Smith. Again, that connection from Elena to her forwards and friend Rachel. Well controlled. Savannah knows what's to do. Put it in behind. And just a quick knock on there by number 14 from Guelph, Jerry Atkins, but does well to get back. I think
the referee's going to let her play on. I think it was off the foot, so Guelph continues on with the ball.
Big Emily Clark for another rumbling run. Kendra Roberts in from the side there, caught by Shanda. Powerful tackle by halfback Elena Skramstad. Bit looser on the breakdowns from Guelph with the pressure from UBC. Well read. Well read by Law Kendra Roberts.
Not rolling away is a penalty there. Number 2's going to go for a run through a hole.
Quick tap by Taylor McKnight from Guelph. Great go forward. There, Jorgensen goes for a rumble at number 12. We apologize for the wind in the background here. We're on the southern tip of Vancouver Island and we're up high here, so we're being blasted. Tell you what, Brianna Marty takes some stopping on the line there, and looks like Guelph Gryphons have punched another one in, or punched their first one in.
Kennedy Feasby there just managing to touch the ball down over the line. She did a really good job to stay low, and it was just a brief touch there over the line, but she did manage to get it down and try awarded.
Feasby has been a wrecking ball all season for the Guelph Gryphons. I'm a big fan of the Feasby sisters. Older sister Brooklyn, that's played junior nationally for Canada, was also meant to play Premier Sevens this summer with the Loonies. So I almost got to work with her, Lauren. She was going to be one of our starting forwards, but unfortunately she got injured, and she's working her tail off in the off season to come back for next year. So Brooklyn, we can't wait to see you back on the field carving it up with your sister.
Kennedy described as a defensive wrecking machine by head coach Colette.
That's what you want.
It's exactly what you want. Multi-sport athlete. She was big into speed skating, I believe it was, before she came over to rugby. So
good Canadian kid crossing over to take the first conversion of the day is Kendra Cousineau. She's no stranger to Victoria. She was at the Rugby Canada Development Academy in her younger years, and she's come through the Canadian pathways and is one of the captains of the University of Guelph. And the trainer here is going to jog in front of her. It's a kicking no-no. A nice strike by Kendra, but just to the left of the uprights. Brianna Marty is just taking some time to get up after some rumbling runs that helped set up that try by Feasby. Beware the risk and keep doing the things that you love. Talk to your healthcare provider about meningitis B and learn more at menbaward.ca. Lauren, I'm super impressed that I'm able to say meningitis on the first go. Special shout out to our good friend Gray Moffat, head coach of the University Lethbridge Pronghorns, otherwise known as Leth Vegas. I'm not sure if they have a casino there or warm weather, but he's convinced that it's a party town. Coach Moffat is in his second year at the helm of the Pronghorns, and is building that program and hoping to be here at the championships next year. With that said, he was former director of rugby for Alberta, and a number of the top Canadian women's players, both at the World Cup, on the World 7 Series, and definitely across the country, have come out of Alberta and the Wolfpack programs that Moffat and his amazing team in Alberta helped build. So, hello, Moff. And UBC failed to make touch there. Good take on the edge by the Gryphons. Clearing kick, doesn't go far. Skramstad can't hold on to it. Gryphons come up with it. Great pressure by Guelph. Pick and go. Rachel Smith, not a stranger to quick taps. Well controlled by Griffs, but they have turned it over. Great job by UBC. So we are 22 minutes in, Lauren. It's 10-5 for the UBC Thunderbirds if you're just tuning in, versus the University of Guelph. Again, their first time playing against each other. Shoshana Semanutafa. It's one of my favorite names out there. She's been teaching me all year. And one of my favorite players. Calm, cool, collected. U Sport CanWest Player of the Year. Locked and loaded. Driving maul off the line out. Coach Merton's specialty. Quick ball by Elena. Through the hands. It's okay, it went backwards. That's a big stick. Nudged in behind. The chase is on. Flo Simmons couldn't get there in time. Great job by the Griffs to get back.
That's great vision there from the number 10, Savannah Boder. She just saw the open space in the far right corner of the field there and sent Flo for a chase, but like Robin said, just couldn't quite manage to get there before the Gryphons did. It's going to be a goal line dropout.
Now in normal years on the coast, it would be raining sideways. Likely it's going to happen later this week, but we've actually had spectacular weather here on the coast after a late summer. And so the West Coast UBC and UVic players actually haven't had a lot of time in the rain either, so we're all on the same page. Bit of a high tackle there by number 11. Rachel Smith connecting with Rory Wood. Offside by Guelph. Coach Mertens urging his team to go quickly, keep the momentum. UBC want to play a quick, dynamic game. They have the athletes, they have the skills, they have the fitness. Don't want the Griffs to have a chance to get their breath. Oh, the show and go from Savannah. She's trying to find space. She made that look easy. She is a class playmaker. Rory Wood. How's that from your front row hooker with a textbook halfback pass? Flows, punches up the middle. Recycles the ball for UBC. Elena just misses her lock. Number 5, Kendra Roberts. But maintains the ball.
Some space here in the right corner of the field. We'll see if Shosh is going to use it, and she does. She puts it over the top for the winger, Mia Bullock, who's going to touch it down to score.
It's a great bit of skill, great bit of vision, and well executed by Dean Merton's Thunderbirds. CBC TV is your home for the 2022 Canada Life Vanier Cup from London, Ontario. Catch the best in university football action Saturday, November 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on CBC TV, CBC Gem, and cbcsports.ca. Well, Coach Mertens wanted his team to play quick, and it paid off.
What I'm really liking from UBC's backline right now is it's not just the number 10 who is doing the playmaking here. 10, 12, 13, they're all looking up and seeing the space on the field, and they're executing. And they just look so calm doing it, Robin. It seems like they've been doing it all season, and they definitely have some great chemistry between the players there on their team.
Lovely strike by Savannah Bowder, but just shy of the crossbar. While talking with Captain Noodle, aka Noodles, and other Captain Kedrick Cousineau, about some fun facts about the Guelph. And because they couldn't find a Griffin mascot, they got a dodo bird. So their mascot is Dave the dodo bird, and I got to meet Dave. I got a picture with Dave. That was a highlight of my day yesterday. A lot of character in this team. But I asked Noodles where she got her name, and it was her grandmother when she was a kid. I guess every kid in the Armitage family, when they're born, their grandmother gave them a nickname. And I guess once she got social media, she used the name Noodles, and it's kind of take over from there. So a lot of character in that halfback.
Some good strong carries here from the Gryphons. Going to give it to their captain, who's going to go to ground. Feesby with the ball in hand. Try scorer for the Guelph Gryphons here.
We are 15-5 for UBC. 28 minutes gone. Deep in the Thunderbird territory. Another driving run from Emily Clark. Noodles looking for space. Connecting with her 13, Katie Hay. Pick and go. Guelph's looking controlled. Somebody's missing a shoe here, Lauren.
Yeah, I think it's one of the props there who's just coming out of the breakdown. I can tell you, it's never fun missing a shoe. You never know whether to go get it. I know.
Number 1, Brianna Marty. Smashing it up again.
Number 2 having a really strong game from the Gryphons.
Taylor McKnight unfortunately turns the ball over. Elena wants the ball quick. Coach Merton is urging them to go quick again as well. They want to play fast with a 10-point lead. Don't want the Gryphons to have a time, but that's a challenge sometimes, Lauren. When you play fast, sometimes there's some unforced errors there. Well, the positive news is touch judge Cole Pedrick from Wilcox, Saskatchewan, hockey family through and through, that is now turned rugby family. Cole is also the coordinator for the Pacific Pride and the Canadian Sevens team, and he's also one of the top referees in Canada. So we're quite lucky out here to have some top refs on hand. And number 19 is going to put her slipper back on. So
Shauna Gavin.
She's going to need that in that scrum. So the Gryphons scored some points this year. Coach Collette said over 500 points, and they didn't allow many, just losing to the defending champions in the OUA final, 29-24. I didn't get to catch that game, but that sounded like a barn burner. And the defending champs will be playing the host UVic Vikes tonight in the last game at 7 p.m. So Lauren, only 3 games away for us to commentate, but it'll be a great way to close out the day.
Absolutely.
Who's impressed you so far for the Gryphons in the backs?
Well, I think Kendra's really just taken charge of the game here, and her composure is really helping her team as they try to come back into this game with about 5 minutes here in the second half left.
That scrum was wheeled, and it'll be Gryphons put in. It's pretty cool to see, connections like Kendra Noodles. Like I talking to them, the halfback fly half connection off field yesterday, and obviously I spoke to it already with Elena and Savannah and Shosh. Like the history of these players, sometimes these U Sport games look better than international matches because of the amount of times. I mean, these players play together sometimes 3, 4, 5 seasons, and they're also best friends. So they're all in the prime of their lives, and I don't know about you, but my university days were the highlights of my career, even above some of my international stuff.
Absolutely. That was a nice carry there by the number 13, and it looks like number 8 is going to take the ball in here to contact.
Big Emily Clark rumbling again.
They're going to pick and go here, trying to get something set up.
They have space out right. Gryphons are controlling the breakdown.
Looks like they're trying to suck some of these UBC players in here so they can create some more space.
Just got to watch they don't turn over the ball. There's a lot of good jacklers, and they have turned over the ball. Nope. Guelph has held on to it.
They're going to keep going, Robin. There's tons of space out to the right now. They've done their job to suck players in. You can see that fullback telling players to get out, and they're going to use that space now. Oh.
Katie Hay trying to go around the back and just lost forward in contact. That's a lot of positive work. How many phases was that, Lauren?
That was, I don't know how many phases it was, but they definitely strung a lot together there, and they managed to suck in the UBC players, which I think was their aim from the start there, to get some go forward and to suck them in to create some more space out wide. It's just unfortunate with that knock there coming at the end. But
midfield scrum, UBC. Number 11.
bit of a wild ball at the back of the scrum there. They're going to bring it back though. And it looks like it's going to be a Guelph scrum. Touchdown by UBC, so it'll be a scrum down, Gryphons ball. Lots of attacking options for the Gryphons out wide here, but we'll see what they do.
Going quick again, deep in their end. Savannah opts for a big Gary Owen here, putting pressure on number 11. Good transition ball, though, by Guelph. Noodles trying to control things at the breakdown. Scanning. A lot of blue jerseys in around the breakdown. There's space to the left. They just need to stretch out a bit more here.
That's a good fight there by the number 2 from Guelph, Taylor McKnight. And with their shoe back on, number 19, Shoshana Govin.
Tell you what, these Gryphons run with determination.
It's a nice clear out there by the Gryphons to maintain possession.
Emily Clark takes a lot of stopping again. It's a good battle. The number 8, both her and Rachel Smith. The show and go by Cousineau. Long day for Brianna Marty. She's like a tank going through the middle. Takes 3 girls to stop her every time.
And it looks like the Gryphons could use the ball wide here, but they're going to go straight up. And the Noodles is going through.
Oh, just coughed up, unfortunately.
And I foresee UBC trying to find some territory here and probably going to give it to their fly half, who's going to boot it out down the field.
Number 15, Maddie Hobson, again, worked back to collect. Gryphons taking some time to reset here. They put in a lot of hard yards. It's been an exhausting first half, Lauren.
There's been a lot of big collisions out there for sure.
We've got a couple front rowers with hands on hips.
Oh, nice offload. Kendra goes through.
Number 7 back on the field, or back on her feet, Sadie Glubik. She was down for a moment. The AT was there, and then she comes back on to disrupt the play. And again, UBC have turned over the ball inside their 22 from the Gryphons. So Gryphons are adding a lot of pressure. We've been in the UBC's end a lot, but I just feel like Griffs maybe just need to slow things down a little bit and control the game, work the system, play with a bit more space, and a bit more patience.
I do like the way that they've responded in the second half. I mean, I think the first quarter of the game there was UBC dominated, but they're making their way back into the UBC territory, and they're playing some really solid rugby here within their 22.
What are your thoughts on UBC continuing to play fast while they're deep in their end?
Yeah, I think UBC is just going to want to actually try to maybe slow things down here a little bit as they try to exit, and just make sure that they're connecting on these kicks that Savannah Boater's putting up for them. How about you? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd agree. Definitely when you're playing quick, it's on, but it's obviously tough to maintain that when there's been so many physical collisions. I mean, you can be fit, but if you drain your batteries in the first 10, 20 minutes, because it's just been pick and go and tackle. So a lot more physical than the last game and a lot more evenly matched. So these players are starting to see it, which I think is playing in the Gryphons' hands here.
Yeah, I think that Gryphons are, they've adapted and they've had this game plan going here in about the last quarter, the last little bit here of the first half, and they're just sucking the defenders in, which is creating the space. They just haven't quite used the space yet that they've created out wide. So I think once they do, we might have a great second half here coming up.
So Shoshana just kicked the ball out of bounds to end the first half. UBC leading 15-5 after 35 minutes over the Guelph Gryphons. Coming up in the halftime show, we'll meet some U Sport athletes who've left a mark on the world this fall and have highlights from the first half. The halftime score is 15-5 for UBC. You're watching U Sports Women's Rugby on CBC. U-Sport is a proud member of FISU, the International University Sports Federation, and in September, Team Canada participated at the FISU World University Championships in canoe sprint. We're pleased to introduce you with a pair of these athletes.
For paddling, I gotta go with Adam Van K. Just great athlete, and of course also from home, from greatest Canadian kayaker of all time. Paddlers, you got Mark Oldershaw in canoeing. He's also from Burlow Canoe Club. You have Caroline Brunet a couple of years before. That was from Quebec also. But that's just to name a few. If you paddle and don't admire them, then are you really a paddler?
I have to say Laurel Space on that point. She's also a sprint canoeist, and she went to the Olympics last year. I guess sort of being one of the younger athletes at such high intensity training camps, it can be very stressful, but she was always so nice to us and very helpful anytime we needed anything.
Probably to good old like carbo load pasta. Just love a big plate of pasta, like anything that's like close. I love when I'm at home, I'll like do just like tuna pasta mixture that I would not recommend to any young athletes up and coming, but sometimes you just gotta do what it works for you. And I don't know, I did that one year, it worked, and now I just do it all the time.
But I guess maybe like I wear the same sports bra for every like important race.
Probably Naruto, like the anime. That's like that I've been into that for a lot of years. Like I would always like go rewatch it.
I don't know how to explain this, but like the Italian like hand gesture, like this one, yeah, I just find it like suits all conversations so well.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Canada won 5 medals at the World Championship, including 3 silvers by University of Ottawa's Evie McDonald, who you just met a few moments ago. U Sport's next international competition in January 2023 World Winter University Games in Lake Placid, New York. And now this message from Lake Placid 2023.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
This season, catch the best in Atlantic University sport excitement at home or on the go with AUS TV. Soccer, rugby, football, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and more. Tune in at AUSTV.ca. All your favorite university teams showcasing their talents in one place. AUS TV, powered by Bell Alliant. They bring it to the court. They bring it to the field. They bring it to the ice. And now they bring it to you. Presented by Subway, the official fuel of Atlantic University sport.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team. This U Sports Championship on CBC is presented by Sport Canada, funding partners of U Sports. Ce reportage est une présentation de Sport Canada, partenaire financier de U Sport.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
This season, catch the best in Atlantic University sport excitement at home or on the go with AUS TV. Soccer, rugby, football, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and more. Tune in at AUSTV.ca. All your favorite university teams showcasing their talents in one place. AUS TV, powered by Bell Alliant. They bring it to the court. They bring it to the field. They bring it to the ice. And now they bring it to you. Presented by Subway, the official fuel of Atlantic University sport.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
All right, welcome back to the 2022 U Sport Women's National 15s Championship here in beautiful Victoria, BC at the University of Victoria. I'm Robin MacDougall, joined by Ontario's Lauren Bonds. Lauren, what did you like about that first half?
I was really enjoying seeing UBC just finding space there on the field, but Guelph's way to respond back and adapt to the game. They did a really great job in
National 15s Championship here in beautiful Victoria, BC at the University of Victoria. I'm Robin MacDougall, joined by Ontario's Lauren Bonds. Lauren, what did you like about that first half?
I was really enjoying seeing UBC just finding space there on the field, but Guelph's way to respond.
Momentum with a 15-5 lead with UBC. Gryphons are not out of it by any case. Two very, very experienced coaches between Colette McCauley at Guelph and UBC's Dean Merton. They'll be reinforcing the game plans that got them to the stage. Again, this is the second of 4 quarterfinal matches here in Victoria, with 2 more being played in Centennial Stadium just across the road later today. Nice short ball from Kendra to number 12, Lara Jorgensen. Not a lot of space in there.
It's a lot of phases here from Guelph, and Brianna Marty is going to go in here.
Brandon Marty has been bruising all afternoon, and she is taking a second to get up here.
Guelph trying to go with that same plan of sucking defenders in for UBC, but UBC is keeping their alignment here.
Nice pick and go by Emily Clark. She's made a big impact today, has been very consistent. Very exciting player for Guelph. And Elena Skramstad, the veteran, wasting no time to her fly half, Savannah Bowder. City.
Guelph is going to get the ball back here.
Not releasing for UBC. It's going to be Griffin's ball on the 42-meter line. Captain Kendra is weighing out her options. Going for touch with that beautiful Gilbert rugby ball. all these women, these 8 teams are vying for the Monalex Cup, which was actually 2 gentlemen, Monty Heald, who was one of the first real champions of developing the game for women in Canada, with his good friend Lexi Tynan, who just passed a few months ago, and they started Gilbert Canada, but it was originally Monalex Sports, and that is what the trophy is named after. It was great this many years later that the game has come so far for Canadian women, and obviously you were seeing that on the world stage with our Canadian women watching from New Zealand, are competing for a World Cup final this weekend as they take on England. UBC on the doorstep, calm and cool. Gryphons have some space out left. Shanna stops it. Well, we have a game on our hands, Lauren, here in the second half. I don't know what Colette was feeding them at halftime, but it's definitely working.
And they managed to really suck in that UBC defensive line, and they had space either way. I think Guelph maybe just needs to get their eyes up here and scan the field a little bit and see where the space is, because I think if they move the ball just a couple passes, they could find themselves into UBC's try zone.
This is a big moment. Good scrum by Guelph. Big Emily Clark having a go. One hand on the ball. Penalty. Guelph ball. What I really like about UBC, they just never seem phased under pressure on their goal line. Organized. Shoshana in the centers, calling out her opposite. And Guelph drives one over. We are 15-10 at just after halftime here for the Guelph Gryphons.
I think Colette's going to be really, really happy with that reply here coming into the second half, and that's exactly the momentum that I think Guelph needs if they're going to find their way back into this game. And let's see, Kendra Cousineau is going to line up for the kick.
Well, a few weeks ago, Lauren, we were here watching old foes UBC play the Vikes, and UBC had, I think, a 3-try lead with just over 20 minutes left, and the Vikes crawled back into the game with Summer Blackmore blocking a kick and Kira Peary hitting the kick to tie it up in the final regular season game of the year. Let's see if UBC can hold on today and get themselves into the Cup semifinal. UBC was CanWest champions last year as well, and were upset in the first quarterfinal match. Well struck by Kendra Cousineau. The score is 15-12. We're a 3-point game, 41 minutes in, and Guelph is ready to go back to work here. UBC was starved of the ball in the second half here so far in the first 6 minutes, so when they get ball in hand, they are dangerous. T-Bird veteran legend number 12, Shoshana, with the kick deep down the middle into space. Lovely kick. Big number 5, Lyric Atchison, with the take. And uncontrolled at the breakdown. Diving over or off her feet, I think, is a call. Elena the General, quick to the ball. And Rachel Smith pointing to the sideline. She wants the line out. She wants the ball. So UBC in the second half must have been listening to Lauren. They're controlling the game slow in their end, in the opposition's end, and setting up. They got so many weapons out wide. Savannah is likely looking to find Shosh or Flossie Simons. Oh, lovely line out to the back to Rachel Smith. These sunny conditions are allowing that back of the line. And Mia Bollock down the wing. Well taken. After quick hands from Flo. Driving through Sadie Gluvik. UBC with the response.
UBC's got lots of space out wide here. We'll see if they need it.
3-woman overlap here. The forwards are going to work. Yeah, Shosh in the pocket. Run, catch, pass. Easy money for Robin Alexander in the corner. I really liked how they had Shosh just sitting in that pocket there deep. She knew where the space was. Calm, cool, collected, and also just so selfless with the ball, Lauren.
Yeah, really quick ball movement there, and there was no way for Guelph to manage to spread out in time to defend that try.
Well, that was a response by the Thunderbirds. Going slow, controlling the game, and then coast to coast, they went from the line out straight to that offload from Flo, to the winger on the far side, Mia Bollock. She made a good decision to cut back into her support. Forwards did their work, and then they used the space. Elena and Shosh just very calm under pressure. This is a big kick, though, for Savannah, but she's been here many times this year.
Savannah Boder just putting the ball a bit wide there.
So we are, UBC's up 20-12 over the Gryphons. We're an 8-point game. UBC crowd is firing up on the left-hand side of your screen, and the Guelph Gryphons side, there's a sea of red that have traveled out from Ontario that want to upset the West Coasters here.
I think it's going to be important here for Guelph to just go back to their game plan. They were doing a really good job at sucking those T-Birds in and creating the space, and then they just haven't quite used the space yet, Robin. I think that they need to just keep their eyes up and scan and see the field.
Shosh having to go up the middle. Great, long, and strong. Unfortunate, it was just it was still in, I think, Shosh's feet when Elena tried to get it there. So unfortunate knock on by UBC. Good territory by Guelph. The beautiful game is in action next weekend with the U Sports Men's Soccer Championship presented by RBC from Thompson Rivers University in Kamloops, BC. Only on CBC Gem and cbcsports.ca. We got a midfield scrum here. Emily Clark, the big, fast, athletic number 8 for Guelph. Potential future Looney.
Or expert. Who knows?
Up the middle she goes, sucking in defenders. Pick and go again by herself. UBC committed very little at the breakdown to stay organized on defense. And Emily trying to capitalize on that. Gryphons holding on to the ball. Brianna Marty having another go.
Here it is again, Robin? They're just sucking players in here in the midfield.
You just need to be able to hold on to the ball. UBC so crafty. There you go again, another turnover. Really impressed with UBC's decision making at the breakdown, which ones to contest, which ones to stay out of. And when they do contest, they're pretty accurate in their poaches.
I think if Guelph could maybe just vary the point of attack a little bit more instead of just that pick and go every time. I think that's where they're getting caught, and they're becoming a little bit predictable with some great defense from UBC. So changing the point of attack there, even one pass away from the breakdown, spread them out just a little bit more, and then use it in their back line.
Oshana clearing kick. Not too much yards, but she's confident in her team's line-out capabilities. Probably looking for Rachel Smith. No, they've gone to the front to number 7, Sadie Gluvik. Went to kick it in behind, and it was almost a crossfield kick. Lost forward by the number 12, Semanu Tafa. Gryphons have got the ball again in the danger zone. Let's see if they're able to punch one in here. Again, it's 20-12 for UBC. 48 minutes gone. Noodle stretching it. Shosh sniffing for the turnover. And looks like UBC regained possession. Transition ball for the T-Birds. They've got space out wide. They're calling for it. Just off the hands of Mia Bullock on the far side there. Right idea though. But they did have a lot of numbers out wide.
They did, and I think Guelph just got lucky there that they weren't able to capitalize on that one.
So UBC's been on this half once this half, and they've scored. Gryphons have had a lot of possession this half. It's a nice line out throw, but it's over the top. Leader Jordan McLeod picks it off. Really love the long and strong there, getting the ball back cleanly for her team to reuse the ball. Coach Merton screaming from the sideline that his team has space in behind. Flo with a long floating pass. Savannah just puts it in behind the defense out of bounds, and it'll be a Griffs line out. Griffs teasing to go quickly, but decide otherwise. They want to reset on their own 30 meters.
It's a good read there from the winger, Jerry Atkins. Just over the top, number 2 collects it.
Nice ball by Shosta Flo. Mia Bullock on the edge, backing herself into the corner, and she's in, getting closer to the post. And she might be held up here. I think she is held up, Lauren.
I think she is held up as well.
Not to use the hockey terms, but when you have an empty net, you got to shoot the puck. So for those fans out there that are new to the game of rugby, you need to touch the ball down in the end zone. Mia had the right idea by trying to bring it closer to the post, but didn't see the Gryphons players come in, and the Gryphons have a no-quit attitude, so much like their coach Colette, and it's their dropout.
And you can see Kendra has just put that into some space off the goal line dropout. Savannah's going to kick it back, and I think it's going to roll out of the park. And it has.
Well, from a game management aspect, there's been a bit of loose play with a bit of a UBC lead here. The best of women's university soccer is on display next weekend with the U Sports Women's Soccer Championship presented by Ocean Group from Laval at the University in Quebec City, only on cbcsports.ca and CBC Gem. It'll be a Guelph Gryphons put in. Number 9, Noodles, mother of Dave the Dodo Bird, putting the ball in.
Let's see how Guelph chooses to respond, and they get the penalty.
Take this time to say hi to all our family and friends in the Ontario area and those families from across Canada that are cheering on their daughters friends, partners, and favorite players. Kenter's trying to put that Gilbert Rugby ball into my hands. These are prime November playing conditions for Vancouver Island, I'll tell you. I have my gumboots on, I'm ready to go. Just over Rachel Smith's hand, but lost forward by the Guelph second rower.
And there's been quite a few errors here for the Guelph lineout. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to elect to go for the lineouts, or maybe choose a different option moving forward.
What do you think of this setup here? They got Shoshana, who's played a lot of first receiver. She's lined up first receiver, but you got Savannah here playing straight behind with an option to go blind. I like this tactic. It's going to ask some questions of the defense here. The Gryphons winger, okay, she's coming up now. So that's almost offside. Oh, yeah. Savannah having a go. Quick pass out to Mia. Mia takes a contact ball, gets the ball back. Look at that support of the breakdown. Well controlled. Just so many weapons, Lauren. Flo Simmons having a go up the middle and again recycles the ball. Rory Wood. Good contesting ruck by, was that Feasby?
That was Feasby.
No surprise there, living up to her name. Beware the risks and keep doing the things that you love. Talk to your healthcare provider about meningitis B and learn more at menbaward.ca. Emily Clark gasping for air this crisp West Coast fall day. She's put in a lot of yards, a lot of miles, and a lot of tackles today.
UBC showing a bit of a different picture off of this scrum. We'll see if Savannah and Shosh connect again.
UBC is a very dynamic, skilled team, hitting up flow, so they're going to be looking for space now elsewhere.
Referee's going to say that one was backwards, but Guelph's going to drive it forwards, and a little bit of contest here at the ruck.
Again, first game of the competition for both teams, and I think some nerves and pressure setting in. Lots of knock-ons, lots of transition.
Lots of good stuff here from both teams, though.
I really like that Shanda Asmith, the official, has been letting both teams play. There's been barely any stoppages. This must be exhausting for the first game of the championship. And remember, both teams will play again on Friday, either semifinal or consolation semifinal. And then to go all the way, you got to play 3 games. You got to play Sunday night. So 3 15s games in 4 or 5 days. It's a testing competition at the end of a long season and playoff.
And there's that change in point of attack just a little bit, right? They've been going down the center of the field, picking and going, and now they're starting to move the ball just a little bit, which I think is allowing them to have a little bit more play here, Robin, and not lose the ball around the breakdown.
Some of these golf players taking a few minutes to get up off the field. How about number 19 having a go? Lost her shoe earlier. Now she's losing Thunderbirds left and right. Gets the ball back. She might be on the wing next season, Lauren.
Shoshana Gavin, she's had a great game. She's made a lot of hard yards.
Try time. That's a wonderful answer to UBC's pressure here for the Guelph Gryphons. They go 2017 with a kick to come from Kendra Cousineau.
You can really tell here that Guelph has a game plan and they're just sticking to it. Robin, we talk all the time about like just trusting the process and following it, and I think that Guelph is really doing a great job of that right now, and it's allowing them to come back into this game with a lot of confidence.
What are your thoughts on that big run from your front row forward in the 57th minute of a national quarterfinal championship game?
She is absolutely killing it right now, and I can tell you, I would not want to be in front of her going down the middle of the field.
I don't know if she took a knock. I mean, it took about 8 people to stop her, or she's just getting her oxygen, which she deserves after that run. Well, Kendra, this is what practice is for. I know she can't hear me, but I'm giving her the silence anyway.
That's a beautiful strike from Kendra, just absolutely slotting it through the middle of the uprights there. And you talk about cool, calm, collected under pressure, eh, Robin? That was such a great kick, and it puts them only 1 point down here, leading into about the last 11 minutes of this second half.
Kendra's about as ice cold as my feet right now after commentating for 6 hours. That was class. Big players playing big moments and step up, and she did just that. CBC TV is your home for the 2022 Canada Life Vanier Cup from London, Ontario. Catch the best in university football action Saturday, November 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBC TV, CBC Gem, and at cbcsports.ca.
That was quite the collision there on the sideline from the UBC player. I couldn't quite tell who it was, and I think, yep, they have regained possession off this, and they're going to go quick.
Well, I don't know if they need to go quick. They're only down by 1. But they want to catch Guelph sleeping on the transition. Last time Guelph scored, UBC had an answer. Flo Simmons taking matters in her own hand and got a hold of her hair. I don't think intentionally. Shanda did not see it or realized it was an accident as well.
She might be playing advantage here, Robin. I think she did see it.
Good step for Savannah Boder. She doesn't want her season to end. And yes, she was playing the advantage. Yeah, that's a yellow card. That's costly for their captain and goal kicker. Did I get that right? Are they going to go for post? Well, regardless if she meant to or she didn't, she did it. So it's difficult at times when players have long hair and it's flowing at full pace. UBC is hungry. Their attacking players are chomping at the bit.
The Guelph backs are going to have to play some strong defense here. We know that the back line for UBC is really strong, really fast, really dynamic, and now they have even that much more space out wide.
7-minute sin bin with a 70-minute game, it sounds like. Normally in 15s it's a 10-minute bin, and in 7s it's a 2-minute bin. It sometimes feels like eternity. They moved it out to Mia Bullock. Again, that outside in step back to her support. There's a lot of space out wide. Mismatch. And Gryphons have turned it over. Some sloppy play, but they're offside. So UBC, they're close to the post. They're down by 1. Are they up? They're up by 1. My apologies.
I think they're going to go for the lineout here, but you can see that the players out wide for UBC here are wanting to play quick as they've got the overlap, but they're going to go for the lineout, which isn't a bad call. Their lineouts have been going pretty well for them this game.
Well, it's a shame to see Kendra on the sideline. But if her team can stick it out here, she'll be at least rested for the last few minutes of the game if she can sneak back on.
I think UBC is going to want to play this ball wide, probably pretty quickly here while they've got players sucked in.
Off the top to Rachel to Elena. Savannah, Shosh. In the centers to Flo. Tic-tac-toe, quick ball again. Savannah taking contact. Good early pressure by the Griffs. as Colette said, their defense is strong. Rory Wood taking that high ball and taking a few tackles in the midsection. There is space out wide, as Lauren alluded to, with a Guelph player in the bin.
It's a great stick there from the Gryphons.
This is not a comfortable position for Coach Colette. They had an overlap.
There's Jerry going down. She's going to regain possession of that. That's exactly what the Gryphons wanted. Now they just need to control this game with Kendra out here in the bin.
That's who you want to get the ball is Feasby. They're pick and go, and Shosh is not having any of it. They're going to want to keep it in the forwards here. Nice line by the sub, number 23, Alexis Busby off the bench. I would go slow, Lauren, and kill the clock.
Absolutely. Oh, she's going to go quick. Here we go. It's a great line.
They got momentum. They want to play.
Noodles offloading.
They're putting it all on the line for Dave, the dodo bird.
I think the Gryphons might just want to slow this down just a little bit here, and there's the turnover from UBC.
Coach Mertens wants them to play fast while they have the overlap. Score some tries. Savannah, one of the top finishers in the country, down the edge. Has taken matters into her own hand. Unfortunately, we have a player down for Guelph. Savannah almost ran into her with the ATs. Doing a good job looking after, and Bowder will now take the kick for goal. We're UBC 25, Guelph 19. Guelph again with Captain Cousineau in the sin bin with a few minutes left. You score 5 points in rugby with a try, and you get an opportunity for a 2-point conversion where that try is scored. So this is a big conversion.
It's a very big conversion, and you could hear Coach Merton here as Savannah was going to score, saying touch it down between the posts, because he knows that if the player touches it down between the posts, I mean, the likelihood of hitting a dead center kick is a lot more likely than this one. But Savannah's such a strong kicker, so we'll see how she goes. And she's just going to put it slightly to the left of that post, which means that the Gryphons trail here by 6. So, I mean, a try and a kick, Robin, could put them ahead.
Well, if their captain Kendrick gets back on the field, she's got the foot, she's got the skill, and she's been on the bench for a few minutes, so she'll be fresh and hungry. Don't count the Gryphons out yet. A converted try can put them ahead. We have the Women's Rugby World Cup happening right now in New Zealand. Our Canadian women are playing in the semi-final this weekend against England. And a number of those women have come through these various national championships from various universities across Canada, and they'll be watching on. And a number of these women that are playing this week will be competing in the next World Cup and the upcoming Olympics over the coming years. So, unfortunate knock there by the Thunderbird off the kickoff. It'll be a Gryphons ball.
This is a great opportunity for the Gryphons, and you can see Kendra getting herself pumped up here on the sideline as she's getting ready to come back into the game. And what better position to be in for her to come back in here shortly.
We're at the 67th minute in a 70-minute game. Normally an 80-minute game in 15s, but in a tournament they are 70 minutes long. Because these girls have to recover and play again in a couple days. So final 3 minutes of the game, potentially some injury time as well. Pick and go out the back. Guelph is lining up tight with their captain on the sideline still playing down a person. They want to just control the game and pick and go. They just have to make sure that they don't let UBC poach it at the breakdown. There's space out left. I don't think this gets any more exciting. And another penalty.
I think they just, they're gonna, I was gonna say, I think they just want to go slow here so they can get Kendra back on the field, and here she comes.
Here comes the captain that just hit a clutch kick before she unfortunately was in the sin bin. Thankfully she's back for the Gryphons fans back home. Kendra's parents are out here on the coast as well supporting her. I'm calling a potential Feesby try if she gets the ball with a bit of pace off a ruck here. Noodles controlling things at the back.
And they've got
pick and go under the post. Does UBC fighting to stay in the game? Pick and go again. Not going to go through that wall. Where's the space? There's space out left.
You can see the winger. She's
try time.
There it is. There it is. And obviously with Kendra back on the field here, this is going to be a big kick to hit up. And she's quite close to the center. So I think she just needs to take her time here. There's a minute left.
What a roller coaster game in the second game of the quarterfinals here. The Guelph Gryphons have come within 1 point of UBC with a kick to come. If they hit this kick, they'll be up 26-25. If they miss, obviously they'll be down. So sometimes, Lauren, you're a kicker as well. You know, sometimes the ones in between the posts are tougher than the ones on the edge.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see Kendra, she keeps glancing over there at the clock. She wants to run this time down to give UBC obviously the least amount of time to respond that she can.
Personally, I'd be sitting at the ready position though while I'm winding that down. But this isn't her first rodeo. She is a trained sniper.
Look at those Thunderbirds just eyeing her up as she's ready to come and hit this kick. Here she goes. And she puts it through. And that ends the game. Guelph takes the game 26-25 over UBC. What a game for them. What are your thoughts, Robin?
Unbelievable. I mean, this is why I was so excited to come watch these teams from across Canada. 2 years in a row, the Thunderbirds' hearts have been broken. Very disappointing for them. They've had an unbelievable season led by their coach, Dean Merton. But all credit to the Guelph Gryphons. They've traveled across the country, sleeping in a hotel, and they're a gritty team with a gritty coach, and they got it done, Lauren. What do you think of Captain Kendra Cousineau hitting that kick, you know, going into the sin bin, coming back, and then putting one over for the win at the death?
I think that's exactly what you need from your fly half kicker captain. Everything in between, right? She was out there and she controlled the whole game from start to finish, and she was just laser focused the entire time. And it was so good to see that maturity and that her ability to just command out there on the field. And they are so excited here as they're finishing up, and I mean, I would be too after that comeback. And I mean, as we've been saying throughout the whole game, following that process, right? And they followed the process all the way through, and it's led them to the outcome that they got.
Yeah, the underdogs have got it done, and Dave the Dodo Bird, their lucky charm, will be flying tonight.
University of British Columbia, 25.
U Sports on CBC, presented by Les Championnats U Sport, une présentation de Fox 40, title partner of the U Sports Coach of the Year Awards, fier partenaire des prix des entraîneurs de l'année U Sport. Veriburn Medical Supply, exclusive sports medicine and medical supply partner of U Sports, le partenaire exclusif de U Sport en matière de médecine sportive et des fournitures médicales. Nike Team, exclusive performance apparel provider, just do it. Fier partenaire de U Sport, faites-le. Baron, exclusive championship rings and recognition jewelry provider to U Sports, le fournisseur officiel des bagues et bijoux commémoratifs des championnats U Sport. Sport Canada, funding partners of U Sports. Sport Canada, partenaire financier de U Sport.